Hello, welcome to MBC News, and you are with me, Evelis Jingambe. Coming up this morning. Parliament adjourns sine die as legislators have been commended for prioritizing the welfare of Malawians during the budget meeting. Malawi Police Service assures the public of safety amid rising murder cases in some parts of the country. And in sports, Malawi Parliamentary Committee set to host Malawi Para Games in Lilongwe tomorrow. Thank you for joining us. Now the news in detail. After weeks of deliberations, Parliament adjourned sine die, marking the end of the budget meeting. In his adjournment motion, the Leader of the House, Jabi Muhango, commended members of Parliament for their commitment and for prioritizing the welfare of Malawians throughout the meeting. Isaac Jali reports.
State President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika opened the meeting on 13th February 2026, where he also delivered the State of the Nation address, SONA. During the meeting, members of Parliament debated the State of the Nation address, SONA, while Minister of Finance Joseph Mwanamveka presented the 2026-2027 national budget. The House later broke into clusters to scrutinize financial allocations to various ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs, before passing the 11 trillion kwacha budget. In his adjournment motion, Leader of the House, Jabi Muhango, thanked President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika for what he described as exemplary leadership in addressing key challenges such as food security and inflation in the country. Muhango said the House successfully deliberated on and passed the 2026-2027 national budget, noting that every expenditure is aligned with the country's transformation agenda as outlined in the State of the Nation address. He further indicated that 10 ministerial statements were presented, while a total of 6 bills were tabled and passed. Ministers also responded to 40 questions from various members of Parliament on various development issues affecting Malawians. In summary, Muhango described the meeting as a success.
The 8 weeks have been very, very productive in the sense that as a House, we've managed to transact 2/3 of the business that came on the floor. In a nutshell, it has been a very, very productive 8 weeks. Above all, the hallmark of it was the passing of the national budget, which was very key. Remember, the passing of the budget speaks directly to the State of the Nation address that was presented in this House by His Excellency the President of this Republic, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika. So make sure that every budget item is speaking directly to the SONA that was delivered by the President.
Meanwhile, Leader of Opposition Simplex Tichola Banda said he was impressed with the conduct of the meeting, noting that deliberations were held in a free and fair manner. Tichola Banda also acknowledged progress made by the government in reducing food inflation, cutting domestic borrowing, and implementing austerity measures to control public spending. However, he made several recommendations, including the need for clear guidelines on the utilization of the Constituency Development Fund, CDF. On higher education, Simplex Tichola Banda urged the government to address the shortage of student accommodation in universities by partnering with private investors.
Thank the speakership, all the 3 speakers, but also leadership of the House from both sides, because we've been here for quite a long time. There were issues that needed your guidance and the guidance of leadership. We came together to provide the direction, and here we are closing today sine die, having made quite a number of significant achievements.
The meeting also took time to pay tribute to the late former President Professor Bingwa Mutharika, who died in April 2012. Members of Parliament from both sides of the House described him as a statesman and a development-oriented leader whose legacy continues to shape Malawi's growth trajectory. Isaac Jali, MBC, Parliament.
The Ministry of Education is working on a number of programs to support full implementation of the National Education Sector Investment Plan to improve access to secondary education in the country. Director of Secondary Schools in the Ministry, Ruth Kambali, said the introduction of free secondary education and ongoing curriculum review are major strides towards achieving the plan. She was speaking during an award ceremony for students and teachers in the Central West Education Division. Catherine Banda has the details.
The 2018 National Education Sector Investment Plan is built on 3 pillars: equitable access to education, quality and relevance of education, as well as governance and management of education. Director of Secondary Schools, Ruth Kambali, said government noted there were gaps in the education sector across these 3 areas, evidenced by high school dropout rates due to fees and an inadequate relevance of the education curriculum, among other factors. She said the free secondary education, provision of learning and teaching materials, and the ongoing review of curriculum are direct responses to the 3 pillars of the education plan. She further commended the teachers and students who performed well in the Central West Education Division and encouraged others to emulate their example.
In the short term, we want to introduce more double shift schools where we will double the intake within a school. Yeah, in that way, we are going to increase our access to education, because at the moment we are only able to take 54%. We are believing that if we do this, by September, we should be able to move up to 68% if we introduce double shift schools in only those schools that can introduce double shift, those that meet minimum requirements.
President of the Malawi Secondary School Head Teachers Association in the Central West Education Division, Ramses Stefano, said the awards were introduced following poor performance of the division and that the initiative has since helped improve results.
These awards are very, very important because they motivate teachers and students to work hard, and they have helped us a lot to improve performance in our division. For example, we were number 6 for many years, but in 2025 MSc results, we are now number 3.
One of the students who scored the highest 7 points in the division in 2025 MSc expressed gratitude for the award.
Got 7 points. The award is very important such that it encourages us to work harder. Yes, to work harder so that we shall be able to achieve even better things in the future.
During the ceremony, 78 teachers who performed well by producing more students with distinctions and 26 students received awards. Catherine Banda, MBC News, Lilongwe.
The Anti-Corruption Bureau and the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions are expected to improve handling of cases following a capacity-building training of 45 prosecutors. The training has been facilitated by the Chandler Institute of Justice and Justice Advocacy Africa. Speaking during the closing ceremony, Director of Criminal Litigations in the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions, Dzigondyantu Malunda, stressed the need for prosecutors to uphold high standards and remain professional to serve Malawians better. From Lolongwe, Beatrice Mape reports.
The training targeted prosecutors who have been in the industry for less than 5 years. For 4 days, seasoned judges have equipped the prosecutors with skills to enhance their capacity in handling court cases with effectiveness. Speaking during the closing ceremony, Director of Criminal Litigations in the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions, Dzigondyantu Malunda, says the country needs advocates who can handle cases thoroughly. Malunda has stressed the need for the prosecutors to uphold high standards to protect the credibility of their institutions.
The issue of standards is very important. You know, prosecution, we owe prosecution to the people of Malawi. The people of Malawi entrust us with the duty to take those people that break the law accountable. So if we don't adhere to standards, then it means those people that are supposed to be incarcerated will end up roaming in the streets and probably reoffending again. So it is important that prosecutors should always uphold great standards.
Acting Director of Legal and Prosecutions at Anti-Corruption Bureau, Victor Juwala, says the country has been registering lost cases because of the way they are handled due to lack of preparedness.
Fighting corruption starts with us prosecuting the suspects, and we need to prosecute them with the highest standards. Now, sometimes cases are lost, not because there's no evidence, but how prosecutors present their cases to the court. So that's why maybe we're saying this training is so important, because once the skills are sharpened, we'll be able to present our cases with the expertise and the best that we can.
Senior legal advisor at Chandler Institute for Justice, Linus Jigankeni, the organizers of the training, says their aim is to help the country's prosecutors handle cases thoroughly, achieve a higher conviction rate, and deliver justice.
We expect that going forward from next week even, we're going to see advocates who are able to extensively and thoroughly analyze the cases they're handling, examine and cross-examine witnesses, admit evidence into court, and substantively resulting in a higher conviction rate. The reality is that justice must be done by ensuring that those who need to be held accountable for crimes against the Malawian people are held accountable in court.
The training has been conducted by Justice Advocacy Africa with financial assistance from Chandler Institute of Justice. Beatrice Mwape, MBC News, Lilongwe.
The Malawi Police Service has assured the public of safety amid rising murder cases in some parts of the country. Deputy National Police spokesperson Alfred Chintere told NBC that investigations are underway to arrest and prosecute suspects, with some already arrested. He said police are on the ground ensuring that justice is served.
In the recent past, the first incident that happened whereby in Lilongwe, another one, an university student was attacked, and also in the other incident, guards at Area 43 Church were also attacked. We have arrested the suspects in all those instances, and one of them has already been handed 18 years imprisonment with hard labor in the court due to the other charge of robbery, but the murder case for him is also ongoing. So even the other incident in Luonde, the arrests are also there. 3 people have been arrested. So we are warning all perpetrators of such kind of crime.
Secretary to the Treasury, Cliff Chonda, says digitalizing procurement processes in the country will help reduce inefficiencies that have historically undermined service delivery in government procurement systems. Chonda made the remarks in Lilongwe during an orientation workshop on the Malawi National Electronic Procurement System, MANEPS. The orientation follows the registration of over 4,000 suppliers on the new electronic procurement platform by the Public Procurement and Disposal of Assets Authority.
This system will go a long way because it is digital, and it will, improve aspects of transparency, accountability, and it will also bring efficiency, as it were. So today is a very, very important day for Malawi in terms of procurement. As government, what we are doing is that from 1st April this year, all MDs, all public entities will start using this procurement system. We know there could be challenges on the way, and this is why we are saying PPDA will continue the trainings that it has been giving to MDAs to orient them so that they are capable at the end of the day in terms of using this particular digital procurement system.
Acting Director General for PPDA, Timothy Kalembo, said for years now, procurement processes have been facing audit challenges due to fragmentation. He said this created gaps for malpractices. According to Kalembo, migrating from paper-based systems to electronic government procurement will address such challenges.
It was paper-based, therefore, firstly, it was costly. Even for private sector, bidders were traveling distances to come to PPDA to just obtain a registration form, and then they will come again to submit. This is no longer the case. The issues of efficiency, there were some delays, and the other issue was when there is loss of file, the paper file, there was the omission of audit trail. We were having challenges in the entities when auditors come to the ministry, they could actually give a reason that we are not locating this file. And this was a big challenge, while payments of huge amounts have been made.
You're watching MBC News and you are with me, Evelis Chingambe. A reminder of the top stories. Parliament adjourns sine die as legislators have been commended for prioritizing the welfare of Malawians during the budget meeting. Malawi Police Service assures the public of safety amid rising murder cases in some parts of the country. And in sports, Malawi Paralympic Committee set to host Malawi Para Games in Lilongwe tomorrow. Welcome back. In business news, the World Bank Group is citing a controlled inflation and prudent fiscal management as key for sub-Saharan nations, including Malawi, to navigate the current global economic shocks. In their latest economic review report, formerly African Pulse, released on Wednesday, the bank projects a stalled economic growth for the region owing to a number of external factors, such as the effects of the unrest in the Middle East. Erlin Jimoyo reports.
According to the report, growth has stalled due to challenges facing key drivers such as fuel availability and price stability of the same, as well as high debt levels, which are pressurizing budgeting for most nations. But the Bretton Woods Institution's chief economist for the African region, Andrew de Balin, says there is still a way out to get the economies moving again by maintaining macroeconomic stability, hence positioning African countries for a faster recovery once the crisis subsides. Over and above, the global financier has emphasized on the need for sound industrial policies that can help unlock productivity gains and job creation, but only if they are grounded in a realistic understanding of country opportunities. Back home, the Malawi government is working on several measures to ensure economic recovery. So far, inflation has taken a downward trajectory, moving from 28% in the last quarter of 2025 to 24% at current. It is anticipated that the low inflation coupled with reduced interest rates will open up capital for the private sector to help reinvest in increased production towards the recovery. Elin Chimoyo, MBC News, Blantyre.
In a related development, there are high prospects for growth for Malawi's small and medium enterprises, SMEs, following an agreement between German Corporation for International Development, GIZ, and Old Mutual. Speaking in Blantyre at the signing ceremony, Tawonga Manda of Old Mutual Blantyre Foundation Trust said this is an opportunity to contribute to the growth of SMEs, which have huge potential to transform the country's economy. Kumbugani Piri has filed this report. We warn our viewers.
One of the major challenges that medium and small enterprises face is that of access to financial resources that could boost their growth. The coming in of the partnership between Old Mutual Blantyre Foundation Trust and GIZ will help accelerate the growth of MSMEs in the country through both technical and financial support. Chairperson of the Old Mutual Blantyre Foundation Trust, Tawonga Manda, said the agreement was a milestone in expanding the foundation's support towards entrepreneurship, thereby contributing to national development through MSMEs.
So GIZ is in the business of helping entrepreneurs, and Old Mutual is coming in as one of the financiers to some of the budding entrepreneurs that they are assisting. So it's an important day for the foundation, because foundation is taking a step in making sure that it contributes to the nation through SMEs that are budding in the nation. So we are there to help SMEs in the country to develop, and hence this partnership with GIZ to make sure that the Northeast Food is assisted in its drive that they are carrying out.
The German International Corporation for Development Country Director, Ing Balkmanton, said the initiative is representative of the cordial relations existing between Germany and Malawi over the past 35 years. She noted that a strong SME sector could propel economic growth of the country through job creation and improved livelihoods.
So we are together now with Old Mutual and the Northeast Food and GIZ, because the three of us, we combine our different strengths, our different capacities, to make sure that this partnership adds value and can give more if three are together than what you can do if you act alone. So we have Old Mutual with a lot of experience in financial and community engagement. We have Northeast with an extraordinary innovation and with a business orientation. And we have GIZ with technical expertise and capacity development. So we three together, we would like to make a difference. And what Northeast is doing with the black soldier fly means that they are producing out of waste something which will add value and provide chicken and fish feed to farmers. And in this way, the farmers will be able to produce more, but with less costs. So hopefully that will make a difference.
Northeast Foods, which has ventured into a fairly new innovation of rearing and breeding the black soldier fly, whose end product is livestock feed for fish, chicken, among others, has become the first beneficiary of this partnership. Kate Chisambi is the CEO of Northeast Foods, and she explains the insect farming innovation she's practicing.
Northeast Foods is into meat processing, and right now, as part of our business, we've ventured into insect farming, particularly black soldier fly farming, to solve the waste problem, but also mostly because of the rising cost of livestock feed. So we realized that our farmers that support us in the meat processing arm of the business were facing challenges with feed. So we invented this innovation and came up with the idea of raising black soldier flies so that we can use its larvae as protein source for livestock, especially for fish farmers, pig farmers, and poultry farmers.
Old Mutual Blantyre Foundation Trust has invested 30 million kwacha into the initiative. Kumbukani Piri, NBC News, Blantyre.
In sports, Malawi Paralympic Committee will host Malawi Para Games at Bingu National Stadium in Lilongwe tomorrow. Athletes who qualified from all regions across the country will compete in 5 para sport courts finals. Malawi Paralympic Committee's treasurer Joseph Ngalanje says about 80 para-athletes will compete at the games.
The games are on this Sunday, the 12th of April, and the games will take place at Bingu National Stadium, and we are expecting to start from 9 a.m. There are several games to take place. We have para-athletics, wheelchair basketball, sitting volleyball, wheelchair racing, powerlifting, as well as the chess for visually impaired persons. We are expecting not less than 8 athletes to take part in this. For this competition, we'll be aware of getting those who can be representing Malawi in international games. These are the athletes that can be representing Malawi. Had the regional qualifiers. So all the regions had the regional qualifiers games. So this cream is the one we are going to compete at the national level. Let me also take this opportunity to thank Malawi National Council of Sports for sponsoring these games. And then let me also request those members of Malawi Paralympic Committee who will be taking part in different areas to do professionally.
In international news, the 4 NASA astronauts who went for a journey around the moon at the beginning of this month have safely returned to Earth, splashing down in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of San Diego earlier this morning. The astronauts endured a blazing re-entry through the atmosphere, reaching speeds of about 25,000 miles per hour before reaching down to the ocean's surface. Recovery teams then retrieved the crew using helicopters and delivered them for medical evaluations. According to NASA, the 10-day mission to orbit the moon marks a historic milestone in space exploration. And while that item also concludes this edition of MBC News, a recap of our top stories before we leave. Parliament adjourns sine die as legislators have been commended for prioritizing the welfare of Malawians during the budget meeting. Malawi Police Service assures the public of safety amid rising murder cases in some parts of the country. And in sports, Malawi Paralympic Committee set to host Malawi Para Games in Lilongwe tomorrow. For more updates, visit MBC Digital on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You've been with me, Evelis Chingambe. Thanks for watching and good morning.